Hi, my name is Jaylin Harris, and this is my digital story menu for H305. So, my idea for my event is because I come from a pretty big family, pictured here on this slide. This is my entire family, and I wanted to do a women's banquet for all the women in my family just to get together and just spend time with each other because we all live in different areas, but we talk on a regular basis. So that was my idea for my event, just like a women's family banquet to celebrate all the women in my family. So I am from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and in Fort Wayne we have a banquet hall at a Holiday Inn on Coliseum Boulevard. And I picked this as my venue because it's not very big, but it's not, overly small to where we will be crowded because obviously there's a lot of us. Um, and we're very close knit, so I didn't want to do something so big where people kind of felt isolated. So this is the area I picked. You can kind of see the room is big, but it's not too big, and it's still very comfortable. But we're still all together, and we're still able to enjoy each other's conversation, and we're not going to be all spread out. So that was the most important part for me, to make sure that we had an area where we could communicate, but we weren't uncomfortable. So we are a Christian family. I have grandparents who are pastors in the city of Fort Wayne. So God is a very crucial part of our relationships amongst each other in our family overall. So the theme I picked is a Bible verse. It's 1 Timothy 5:8. Anyone who does not provide for their relatives, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. And for me, that verse just means making sure you're taking care of your family and making sure you're staying in contact with your family. So that's the theme that I wanted, and I wanted to just put an emphasis on how important our family should be to us and the importance of staying in each other's lives, which is especially true amongst the women in the family, because I definitely believe that, the women kind of are the mold to keeping a family together. So as far as decor, I definitely want to create a family feel. So most of this is going to be pictures of the family, and I just feel like that would be the perfect centerpiece, is just having small pictures of everyone in the family just for everyone to look at and kind of reminisce about. I think that would be great, and it talks about the memories, and it shares just the beauty of our family and how we're all different. And that's the main theme for our tables. And then just making sure that everyone has a picture somewhere and everyone is involved in the place settings. So one thing that I want to point out for this event is we learn the importance of not catering your own event, just because it causes so much chaos and unnecessary stress on you as an event planner. So one thing I wanted to point out is that I have an aunt who recently graduated from culinary school, and she would be in charge of working with the kitchen to share exactly what we are looking for this event. And she's going to be the one kind of getting everything together and in order, but she's going to be as hands off as possible, but making sure everything is met up to our standards. So for the appetizers, I wanted to give two options. We love dips in our family. So we have a fruit salsa dip, which is something that my cousin actually makes, and that was the first time I ever tasted it. So it is strawberries, bananas, kiwi, grapes, just a bunch of different fruits thrown into a bowl, and then there's cinnamon chips. So you just kind of take tortilla chips and cook them with cinnamon cinnamon and butter, for about a minute, and then you just take them out and cut them in triangles, and you're all set. The second option for appetizers is our absolute family favorite. It is homemade spinach dip, but one thing we have started doing is putting it in a Hawaiian bread bowl, which has made it really interesting as far as how we're serving and everything. So I'm thinking there would be a bread roll with spinach dip at each separate table instead of having everyone kind of walk up and get their own. So that was just my idea for the second appetizer. For our salad, overall the dinner, I kind of want to do something with breads. So we have a pecan and pomegranate kale salad, which may be a little struggle because I do have older women in our family, and they are very traditional and don't like to step outside the box. So this would be something that they would definitely be trying new for the first time, but I do think that they would like it. For our main entree, I suggested a roast beef. Roast is amazing and it fills you up along with vegetables, sauteed vegetables and potatoes for our starch. So it just kind of gives everything in one meal, and they all go really good together. Mostly everyone in my family enjoys all of these together, and I think that everyone will be satisfied because it's something that's fulfilling. And for those who may not be big about roast, I did a roasted chicken. This is another option because everyone likes chicken. Well, mostly everyone from my experience. And then you still get the vegetables and the potatoes to go with it. And you're still getting a full meal just like everyone else, but it's also catering to the fact that you may not like beef. So I've always been taught that when you eat something more heavy, you go with a red wine. And again, this is kind of sticking to my red theme, going back to the kale and pomegranate salad. It just kind of brings it all together, brings all the taste together. So this is why I picked a red wine. Specifically, the red wine that I picked is an Oliver red wine. This is one of our favorites. We have it just about every event that we do as far as the family get-togethers, and I just feel like it would be the complement because again we're having certain things that we may not be used to having, so I feel like throwing that in there would be good. And because everyone is not an adult in our family, I wanted to give the younger girls something to feel like a little sophisticated. Little girls always feel good when they have a Shirley Temple because they know it may not be alcohol, but it still makes them feel kind of cool and kind of important. So that was really important for me to kind of reach out to the younger girls and make sure that they had something that they felt good about too. So for the desserts, I have two options. The first is a wine ice cream float because I do come from a family of women that love wine. And I also picked ice cream because I don't feel like that's as heavy because with everything we just had before, people are going to be full and they're going to be getting tired, which is what I like because you're more relaxed and people are more willing to just kind of sit and converse, and it's not going to be kind of everyone's everywhere. So this is why I picked a wine ice cream because I feel like it's a softer dessert and it complements the wine for the adults. And again, we can't exclude the younger girls, so I just did a classic strawberry milkshake for them. Again, all keeping in the red theme. So, in conclusion, again, this is just a family women banquet with the two appetizers of the fruit salsa and then the spinach dip bowl with the kale salad and pomegranates. And then we have both meat option entrees with the potatoes as a starch, and then the sauteed vegetables on the side with a red wine to kind of keep up with the heaviness and to bring in all the flavors together. And then also to accommodate the younger kids, we have the Shirley Temples with the desserts, with the ice cream wine float and the regular milkshakes. So I am finished with my digital story and I hope it goes well.